following video shows an example of a kinesio taping technique of the lower back muscles. Apply the tape to dry, clean, intact skin and remove any excess body hair for better adhesion. The patient must pre-stretch the back muscles for the application by bending their upper body forward so that the lower back is round. Measure the length from the buttocks to the middle of the back. Double this length. Lay the tape halves on top of each other, cut off the tape, and round off the ends. You now have 2 strips of the same length. Tear the paper at 3 to 4 centimeters from both ends and remove the middle piece of paper. Place the tape on the side of the spine without tension and dab it lightly. Remove the paper from the ends and place down the edges too. Rub the tape. Now you need 3 tape strips. Measure the length from the spine to the side of the lower back. Triple this length by placing the tape over each other twice. Cut the tape off the roll, then halve the distance once more and round off the ends at one end. Tear the paper in the middle of the first strip and fold it 3 or 4 centimeters to the right and left. Stick on the strip horizontally with about 80% tension above the beginning of the buttock crease. Rub the tape and then release the tension. Stick on the ends of the tape without tension. Take the second strip, again remove the paper in the middle, and stretch it to 80% of the maximum elongation. Hold the tape at a 90-degree angle to the tape that's already attached. Now turn the tape clockwise until your thumb pushes on the already affixed tape. Place down the tape under tension and secure the ends without tension. Then give the tape a good rub. Place the third tape strip on in the same way, but after holding it horizontally, turn it counterclockwise until the thumb pushes into the already affixed first tape. Place down the tape under tension, but the ends without tension. To finish the application, rub the tape. When the patient stands up, the typical waveform of the tape will become visible. The following video shows an example of a kinesio taping technique on the knee joint. Apply the tape to dry, clean, intact skin and remove any excess body hair for better adhesion. Measure the length from the groin to the shin bone and double it. Lay the tape halves on top of each other, cut off the tape and round off the ends. Take 1 strip for the application from the shin bone to the groin. At the height of the kneecap, tear the paper and open it 3 to 4 centimeters on the right and left. The tape is stuck on with 50% tension around the kneecap so that it can run straight upwards in the direction of the groin, over the thigh. When the tape contacts the skin, release the tension and apply the end of the tape without tension. Take a second long strip and apply it in the same way on the other side of the kneecap. The patient should now bend their knee joint as far as they can. Remove half the paper from a tape strip and without tension, place the tape up to half the length of the thigh. Repeat this step for the second tape strip. The patient should now lay on their side. Stretch the proximal part of the quadriceps muscles by carefully pulling the thigh as far backwards as possible. Remove the remaining paper from the first tape strip, place the tape on the groin without tension and stick it. Repeat this step for the second tape strip. Rub the tape on. Now the patient should return to the supine position and stretch the legs slightly so that the contour of the kneecap is clearly recognizable. Measure a third Leukotape K-strip in the length of the medial to the lateral hollow of the knee. To do this, measure below the kneecap. Also, round off the ends of this strip. Tear the paper in the middle and open the paper 2 or 3 centimeters to the right and left. Stick the center of the tape just below the kneecap with 100% tension. Before the tape adheres completely, slide it upwards and stick it on both sides of the kneecap. Relieve tension in the tape and apply the ends without tension. To finish the application, rub the tape. The following video shows an example of a kinesio taping technique on the forearm extensor muscle. Apply the tape to dry, clean, intact skin and remove any excess body hair for better adhesion. Measure the length from the knuckles to the middle of the upper arm. Round off the ends with scissors so that the tape holds better under strain. Tear off the paper at approximately 3 to 4 centimeters from the ends and remove the middle part of the paper. Apply the end of the middle part of the tape parallel to the patient's extended forearm onto the back of the hand. The patient should then pre-stretch their muscles by stretching out their arm, making a fist, then bending the hand and turning it outwards. Place the tape without tension along the forearm extensor. In the last quarter, apply the tape slightly around the curve, close to the bony tip of the elbow. Do not pull on the tape. Apply it slowly and dab it lightly. Remove the ends of the tape from the paper and apply the ends without tension. Rub the tape briefly to ensure better contact with the skin. The patient should then relax their forearm. Take a second strip, about 15 centimeters long. Round off the ends and tear the paper in the middle of the strip. Fold the paper to the left and right at approximately 2 or 3 centimeters respectively. Stretch the unfolded part of the tape to approximately 80% of the maximum possible elongation. Place the stretched tape exactly over the lateral epicondyle of the humerus. Place it at a slight angle so that it doesn't cover the tip of the elbow nor the crook of the arm. Release the tension of the tape. Apply the ends without tension and rub on the tape. The following video shows an example of a kinesio taping technique on the deltoid muscle. Apply the tape to dry, clean, intact skin and remove any excess body hair for better adhesion. Measure the length from the acromioclavicular joint to the elbow. Double this strip. Lay the tape halves on top of each other, cut off the tape and round off the ends. You should then have 2 strips of the same length. Take one of the strips and tear the paper at about 3 centimeters from the ends and remove the middle part of the paper. Place the end of the tape in the middle of the distal side of the upper arm. The patient should now pre-stretch their muscle by stretching their arm forward and placing their hand on the opposite shoulder. In this position, apply the tape around the muscle without tension. Dab the tape slightly to avoid wrinkling. remove the end of the tape from the paper. When the complete tape strip has contact with the skin, rub it. The muscle should now be pre-stretched, with the patient contracting their shoulder blades, stretching the arm backwards. Take the second strip and tear the paper at about 3 centimeters from the end, then remove the paper in the middle. Place the end of the middle part centrally on the upper arm, next to the first strip. Apply the middle part of the tape without tension while the muscle is pre-stretched. Remove the paper at the ends of the tape and apply these without tension. Rub on the tape. To apply a third strip, measure the length from the acromioclavicular joint to the elbow. Remove the end part of the paper and place the tape distally on the upper arm. Tear open the paper at the other end and remove the middle piece of paper. Now stretch the tape to 50% of the maximum elongation and apply it under tension from the bottom to the top. Apply the end of the tape without tension. Rub on the tape. Take another roll and measure the length of the armpit from the front to the back and double this length. Lay the tape halves on top of each other and round off the ends. Tear the paper in the middle and fold up both sides. Stretch the tape to its maximum and place it under tension exactly on the acromioclavicular joint. Release the tension. Stick on the ends without tension. Apply the last strip at 100% elongation with the lower edge at the height of the flexion folds of the armpit. When sticking it on, slide the tape slightly upwards. Stick the ends on without tension and rub on the tape.